Welcome to episode 1015 of Apartment Hacker. This is Mike Brewer, and Apartment Hacker is my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. Wanted to talk quickly about virtual leasing. Something that is very difficult in a virtual leasing environment is identifying your decision maker. So I think it's easy to assume, and I'm speaking anecdotally from my own experience and or position in decision making, especially as it relates to big ticket items and or items that concern my family. And that is that I default to my wife, Stephanie, wonderful, amazing human being. But if I'm renting an apartment or I'm buying a house, I will only do that with the blessing of my wife, thereby making her the default decision maker. And I think that's the point to that is this, that many females, whether it be a mom, an aunt, a grandma, make the buying decision for many of the people that rent apartments in this country. And for the right reasons, those particular individuals possess a view of the world and ability to understand aesthetics and energy and other things that go into a buying decision. Certainly, in a younger population, taking on that sort of counsel or counselor type role in that person's life and helping them understand what it means to actually lease an apartment, soup to nuts, right? Not just that it's a cute apartment, but there are all these other things that you have to think about. The female brain just works in that way, and that's awesome. And but back to the point, I think it's very difficult to identify that particular individual in a buying decision if you're doing that virtually. So even if you can narrow it down to the female in the equation, because it's not always true that the female does that, but lion's share of the time it is, it's hard to see those buying cues that a person might present to you over a virtual platform. It works much better in person, especially if you are versed in the art of body language, you're versed in the art of nuances in the tones of voice and other things in terms of articulation. But it's hard over a virtual forum, right? Format or platform. It just doesn't translate the same way. So that is all to say this: we are going to move back. I believe it in my heart of hearts. The multifamily space as a whole, home buying as a whole, 2020 was a novelty. Sure, those things are going to stick around. Sure, those things might become part of the prerequisite to actually showing up in your community, so they're still important. But the actual sales and the actual transactions will happen in person, whereby all of those mechanisms, those buying decisions that have to be baked into a brain, can be better well identified by our team members who are tasked with the art of sales. So anyway, take care. We'll talk to you again soon.